Looks like it's 6 o'clock. Welcome to the Town of Hennessey Board of Trustees regular meeting. This is Monday, September 8th, 2025 at the council room at Town Hall. Call to order and roll call, please.
Randy.
Here.
Bert.
Here.
Harold.
Here.
John. And David.
Here.
Okay, report from Town of Hennessey ad hoc agencies. Okay. Consider approval of consent agenda, approval of the minutes of the previous month's meeting, Board of Trustees August 12th, 2025 minutes, and the Board of Trustees special meeting August 27th, 2025 minutes. Approval of claims as follows: General Fund, $36,666.36. RSTF, $50,626.19. Cemetery Care, $8,200. Library Fund, $1,148.59. Previous month's claims, $1,954.61. And then Town Treasurer's Report, which we received. I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Randy.
Yes.
Bert.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Okay, on to number 4, citizens' comments. Okay. Number 5, town administrator report.
I just have a few things. I talked with Jared this morning. He's not here because we had put this on Monday and Kingfisher is the second Monday, so that's why Jared's not here. We knew that when we scheduled it back in December. He has gotten with me on the county. He's having to write up some agreement. I had to give him like stuff that the county's done for us, because then that's gonna be part of that, to give them the land. He was hoping to have it all ready for tomorrow's meeting, because he had forgot that that meeting was today, but it'll be at the next board meeting.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So, but that's going. We have a planning board meeting on September 25th to go over 2 special use permits. One is for a building or a garage, unattached accessory building over the maximum square footage. And then the other one is AT&T is trying to put up a tower over close to where our irrigation is, over on the Jones's land. And then I've had all the girls sign into OMAG to their training. They have some customer service training, so they will be starting their customer service training through that. Also, we're gonna start, even public works and stuff like that, they're gonna start doing trainings once a month. OML conference, we will be closing at noon tomorrow to go to the OML conference. We will be back on Friday morning. With that being said, we did postpone the bill due date to the 17th to cover the days that we were gone. Let's see, our grants, our READ grant for the MXUs and the remote read. The MXUs were delivered Friday, so they're gonna start installing those this week. There's 562 or something like that. So 567 of them to install. The radio equipment will be delivered in November, which they will get on that as soon as we get that in. But the shipping is about November, they said. The RIC grant, that is for the water station. Right now, we're waiting on a schedule and submittals from the award. And once we get that, then we will submit to them a notice to proceed. So that should be soon. The Mitchell Road project, that we got the money from the state, $499,000. They've completed the geotech, and then the survey is almost complete, and they've gotten a lot of the preliminary design done on it. So that is in motion also. So I think that's all I have for now.
Thank you. Other scheduled business, 6.1, discussion with possible action to accept a quote to concrete the new pavilion.
Mr. Mayor, can I ask that we flip these two?
Sure.
And I'll do my presentation, then you can decide on the concrete.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Here, I'll read this off real quick. Lost my spot. Okay, we're gonna change it and do 6.2 first. Presentation of the Discover Hennessey project by Jack Quirk.
So this is something that I should have done a long time ago, and there's a lot of confusion about all about Hennessey, KJ Filmworks, Discover Hennessey, all this kind of stuff. So I'm going to take you through my business so everyone can understand how all this works. Okay. So in this presentation, we're going to talk about how Discover Hennessey started, what is KJ Filmworks, what is Discover Hennessey, how KJ Filmworks is paid, why Discover Hennessey is important, the benefits, what we have accomplished, and changes. So 3 years ago, KJ Filmworks entered into a contract with the town of Hennessey, approved by the trustees, to offer convention and convention and visitors services. This is called Discover Hennessey. Before we proceed, I want to dispel all humors and clarify that the town is not paying All About Hennessey to run the news organization. And I'll explain how that works here in a minute. So I own 3 companies, KJ Filmworks, Quick Stock Films, and the All About Network. KJ Filmworks is almost 40 years old. We're a film production company, okay, that does marketing and other things like that. So KJ Filmworks is a marketing and film production company. Customers include businesses, cities, towns, and organizations all over the country. We help with outbound marketing, branding, CVB is Convention and Visitors Bureau, and video production. In addition to marketing, we provide video production services for networks such as KOCO, ABC News, CNN, The Weather Channel, Fox Sports, Netflix, and many others. If anybody has any questions, just jump in there. Quick Stock Films is a stock footage company where I create stock footage for many television and film production. A part of many people don't understand is that I'll use the Hallmark Channel for example. The Hallmark Channel only shoots with their main cast. Anything else is purchased stock footage. So you see a couple eating at a restaurant, and then you see a snowy mountain scene. It's probably one of my shots. Or you see an aerial of a small town, and then they cut to the couple, whatever. That's all purchase footage. One of my bigger clients right now is Hallmark and Landman. A lot of the establishing footage in the TV show Landman is my footage. So here's an example of what I do. So this is Hennessey. This is an aerial, it's actually video, but this is a frame grab from it. And if you look at the water tower really closely, it doesn't say Hennessey on it. It says Medford. Young Sheldon, Season 2, Episode 20, Young Sheldon says, I was born in a small Texas town, and this is the shot you see why he says that, okay? And then the next shot right after this one is downtown Fairview. So a great deal of the footage they use to do these shows is stuff they just purchased from somebody like me, okay? Okay, the All About Network, this is the one most of you understand a little bit more. This is this includes All About Hennessey, Kingfisher, Okeen, Enid, Stillwater, and Edmond. The All About Network is a community-driven, local-only news source for north central Oklahoma. KJ Filmworks, now this is the part that people don't understand. Or we got questions about recently, that KJ Filmworks is currently under contract with the town of Hennessey, the city of Kingfisher, and Garfield County, providing various types of services. In Hennessey, KJ Filmworks provides Convention and Visitors Bureau branding and outbound marketing services for Hennessey called Discover Hennessey. In Kingfisher, KJ provides marketing and PR assistance as well as marketing their aquatic center. We also create all of the video-based marketing products for the Kingfisher Chamber of Commerce and their CVB. In Enid, for the last 3 years, KJ Filmworks has provided all the audio and visual services for the city's Christmas activities and marketing services for the Enid Expo Center. To be clear, again, the town of Hennessey does not pay All About Hennessey to operate. Any questions so far? Okay. What Discover Hennessey does? Our mission is to promote Hennessey in a positive light through proper branding, assist in the development and promotion of events, and oversee the overall appearance of the town through the visitor's eyes. And that's why I'm always calling Alyssa. Could you cut that tree down or mow that grass or something like that? Discover Hennessey is the Convention and Visitors Bureau for Hennessey. Present in its our job is to present Hennessey in its best light to our visitors through branding. Branding is a consistent look for the town. Everything has the same logo, the same look, the same colors, all the signs match, things like this. That's what branding is. We pay attention to the outbound appearance of our town, beautification, economic development. We assist in event planning, develop and place the marketing of events. We design and manage visitor-based signage. We manage several large construction projects that would attract visitors. We also create graphic design work. We develop graphic design work to create a professional and constant look for the outbound marketing for events. It's important that when you're creating flyers and brochures and things that are going out to the community that they think, oh, that's Hennessey again. It looks consistent, okay? And professional.
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
On the signage and stuff, I will tell you that Hennessey come up in ODOT's, one of their big meetings, ODOT's, about Hennessey and all of their really cohesive signage. So I will tell you that it is being noticed.
Wow, very cool. Okay. We design banners, signage, flyers, and postcards for anybody that's doing an event. It's just a service we offer. We manage and care for over 50 signs and banners, and I think there's more than that. I found some more in my garage today. And we put those up and take them down. That just automatically happens. The person running the event doesn't have to call and say, hey, could you put my banner up? Okay. We place all the advertising for all the events on Travel OK, KSU Public Radio, KOFM Radio, and 6 of the All About networks and many other free sites. We create and manage Eventbrite ticket sales for the Wine and Chocolate Festival and others that use that service. If budget allows, we create and buy media placements in state newspapers, social sites, and statewide radio. And we did that for the car show last summer, or just a month or so ago. We created and managed the Discover Hennessey QR code site that averages about 40,000 clicks per event. And actually, it gets a consistent 20,000 every month. People go there or use the QR code because we put that QR code on everything. Okay. And I'll explain a little deeper what that is. And this is really important because this is the part no one sees, is that just All About Hennessey and Kingfisher alone, not the rest of the network, just those two reach 3.5 million people each month. So by using that network to promote the town, a lot of people see it, okay? How KJ Filmworks is paid. On August 9th, 2012, Hennessey Trustees passed the Hennessey Sales Tax Ordinance number 342, creating the hotel motel tax. The hotel and motel in our town are charged a hotel tax of 3%, which generates money that can only be used to promote tourism and convention and visitors development within the town per the ordinance. This can only be used for convention and visitors promotion, branding, marketing, and preparing the town to welcome guests. This cannot be used for any general budget items such as roads, water, sewer, or capital improvements. This is not just a Hennessey ordinance, and this is the part that people don't understand. They think that KJ Filmworks is doing this just for Hennessey. This is a national thing. This isn't, Hennessey has joined the band, if you would, by allowing us to do the convention and visitor stuff. This is just not a Hennessey ordinance. Just about every city and town, big or small, that has a hotel in the country has a hotel tax. Examples of small towns and cities in Oklahoma that have such a tax and what the rate is, now I just picked these that are around us: Woodward, Kingfisher, Weatherford, Alva, Canton, Sealing, Perry, Cherokee, and Winoka. And those are the percentages they charge. Every one of these towns uses this money to fund some type of convention and visitors bureau. Why Discover Hennessey is important. A CVB is vital for the city or town because it serves as a professional marketing and sales arm, promoting the town's attractions to attract tourists and convention and visitors, businesses in a consistent manner. This influx of visitors and events stimulates the local economy by driving spending at hotels, restaurants, shops, and other businesses, and it generates tax revenue that benefits the entire community. CVB also enhances the town's reputation and can contribute to its long-term economic growth and development. Because we don't have a Chip and Joanne or a Ree Drummond, there's no real reason for anyone to come to Hennessey other than coming here to work. It would be way too costly to build Hennessey into a standalone tourist destination. So, the most cost-effective way to increase our town's revenue is to take advantage of event attendees. Attract as many people from the outside of Hennessey to visit our town and encourage them to leave some money here. Okay? The beauty of visitor money is we don't have to build roads, we don't have to build houses, we don't have to increase our financial base. They just visit, leave some money, and go home. Sounds kind of crude, but that's kind of how it works. Okay, here's an example of the benefits, and this is according to the United States Chamber of Commerce. I didn't make this stuff up. The financial benefits to event-based visitors. A family of four visiting for about 5 hours will spend on an average of $90. That same family of four that spends the night, that increases to $300. Using the Wine and Chocolate Festival as an example, if 500 people attend, and generally it's around 1,000 people attend, so I kind of cut it in half. If 500 people attend, spending approximately $75 to $90, that equals $37,500 to $45,000 invested in our community in one day. Okay? Using the Wine and Chocolate Festival as an example, if we could extend the Wine and Chocolate Festival into the evening and put only 25 of those people in our hotels, that would equal an additional $7,500. So you can see how really, really important this getting people in and trying to hold them overnight. Okay? All right, here's where we started. So 3 years ago when we started this, I call this freestyling, where everyone is well-meaning. We had like 16 different logos. Nothing matched. It was just kind of everywhere. The original scope of Discover Hennessey was to prepare Hennessey to become a destination, improve the town's appearance, making it welcoming to visitors, assist event planners in getting the most out of their event, and proper branding and signage and graphics. So here's where we are now. So on the left, the top left, you can see the two old signs and now the two new park signs we installed. Of course, the entry signs that now match the Wayfinder signs. On the far right, we designed, and this was a pain in the butt, and this is why the police car. This is why I asked, is the next car white? Because it took us a lot of work to get that logo to work on that police car, because we had to completely rebuild the badge it was configured wrong and it didn't translate well to this black. Of course, the town hall sign, and then all of the vehicles in the Hennessey fleet. As far as signage, we worked with ODOT and OG&E and learned a lot of things doing that. I want to say that Curtis Turner got the big sign project started, okay? The challenge that I inherited was that many of the signs were made to direct bury, just stick them in the ground in concrete. And when I started working with ODOT, we learned they have to have breakaway bases and they have to be certain amount of room off the road, and they couldn't be in the line sight of other signs, and there was all of this stuff that had to be done that took me almost a year to work through that. In fact, we're struggling a little bit with the Wayfinder signs now with wind damage. Some of them are a little bit bent, and we're having to build better bases to hold them up for the 300-mile-an-hour winds we get around here. We removed the old sign, the big giant Welcome to Hennessey sign that was south of town. We designed and installed all the new park signage, the town hall sign, and this is one we got a comment on at the meeting across the street the other day. We designed and installed parking signs for the rodeo grounds. So what happened here was the town, I felt that no one from out of town knew that parking was there. I felt like we had to have visitor parking signs to get people way in the back there. So I called Tiffany and I said, and this was like 2 weeks away from the rodeo, and I said, I have 4 verbal proposals on signage. The cheapest and fastest one is an out-of-town vendor that we use a lot, and I couldn't get a PO in time and things like that. Tiffany instructed me to buy them, and I would bill the town, and the town paid me back. So that's what that was about. Okay, it wasn't that Tiffany paid me money to go buy signs. It was well thought out and something that was needed. We worked to get all of the town vehicles branded, designed the new art for the black police car. We talked about a lot of this. Designed the new police uniform patch. That's one very few people know. We completed installing all of the Discover Hennessey and QR code signs, and I'll talk about that in a minute, the town letterhead and business cards. Has Angie got those to you yet?
No, we're gonna pick
Okay,
them up in the
I
morning.
think they'll come in the morning, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The John Dutchendorf Memorial Pavilion. Okay, so the retail price tag on this building would have been would have exceeded for sure $225,000. So I worked over a year on putting this package together, and I got over $150,000 in services that have been donated by F5 Construction, Lytle Sand and Construction, Dollar Trucking, Daniel Construction, Hennessey Metal Buildings, and Thurman Gas Measurement. The total cost of the town, out of the $225,000 that it would have cost, was only $49,000. Okay, it's not done, and we're working on it, but that's to show you in real numbers what that took. Any questions on that? Okay. I did write 3 grants to try to get the concrete paid for, but apparently grant giver-outers don't like concrete because we didn't get any of them. And they were pretty well done grants, but no one would chip in for some concrete. And it's important to note that this originally was planned and is still going to be a multi-phase project that will continue as more companies and individuals step forward to help with the cost of completing it. All right, this is the QR code program we were talking about, the Discover Hennessey. So on the web page, this does live on the All About Hennessey webpage, and the reason it's linked from the city, the town webpage also. You can go directly to it from the town webpage. And the reason it's on there is because All About Hennessey webpage, like I showed you, gets 100,000 or so views regularly, and it just made sense to put it where the traffic is, okay? If somebody doesn't like that, we can move it, but that's where it lives. And it has those 4 categories: eat, shop, stay, and enjoy. And each one, whether they are using All About Hennessey services or not, are listed in there, okay? And then as we get close to an event, we go and call all the restaurants in town and all the business, who's gonna be open? Do you have a special menu? Are you gonna deliver? What are you gonna do? And so the menus are always up to date, okay? And then the signage, the Discover Hennessey signage, are all over town. And then what I call the welcome cards are everywhere, all over town. Okay, so we designed and installed 35 signs around town. We built and maintained the Discover Hennessey website that averages 40,000 views per month. That's just that tab on the website, okay? Not the whole All About Hennessey website. We printed and continuously distribute the Key to Hennessey card. So at all the car shows, I think it was Bert or your wife or somebody passed them out last time. So as every car came into town, they got one of those cards. And it worked because the website just went wild during that period. We could tell people were using it. Okay. We worked to complete the shamanic land donation. That's the land south of the pavilion. We worked to repair the Main Street sound system. We coordinated to get the sidewalks drilled for flags. Boney did all the drilling, but we worked together to get that done. We worked with Harold to establish the soccer fields. Applied for a Tesla charging station. In fact, they sent me an email just a few days ago about that, and I haven't followed up on it yet. But what I proposed to them was the old C&G station on Main Street, because their requirements are that a charging station needs to be near where people can walk and do other things. So they can walk to the park, they can walk to our restaurants, they can walk to Main Street, things like that, okay? Because it takes like 8 hours to charge one of those things? I'm kidding. You got to bring your lunch when you own one of those. Okay, so and then we've done a bunch of this where we've helped businesses better their image. So on the left, of course, is Family Cafe before, and on the right, that's actually the Photoshop version. But if you look at the photo, it's stunningly the same. It almost looks like an actual photo of it is Photoshopped. So she did a great deal of work, but we designed it very, very cost effectively for her. So instead of wrapping the entire window, we got graphics that just were cut out and put on the window. And then the number, she never had a number on the building, so we incorporated that and then told her the color schemes and even the color samples to use to make it look like that. So these are some of the things we work on regularly: the Wine and Chocolate Festival, the car shows, go-kart races, rodeo, the Easter celebrations that a lot of you guys are involved in, the 4th of July, and of course Christmas is coming up next, I think, is the next one. And keep in mind, I don't own these, I don't run these events. These are all run by individuals, but our services are there at no charge to help them make it the best they can possibly make it, okay? Okay, so this is an example of the Wine and Chocolate Festival. So on the left is what the marketing looked like for the Wine and Chocolate Festival before we came along. You can see that this is some kind of clip art here, and they had a black and white banner that it got ripped and blew away. I think it might have made it through the first wine festival, but after that it never appeared again. And then we stepped in, creating the consistent look to the Wine and Chocolate Festival. The signs on the right, the ticket signs, those were all handwritten with a Sharpie on cardboard before we stepped in and created the signs for them. So, and those are all the signs and things that we manage. So when the wine festival happens, these just magically appear and they don't even have to call and ask. Any questions on any of that? Okay. So what's next? So he left. I was gonna talk about him. So we've got a commitment to clean up the curbs. That's something we've been struggling with for years, trying to find a way to cost effectively cut the curbs back down to the normal size. And the county has offered to help us make that happen. It's just, we're in the queue getting ready when he's able to help us with that. Some of the things that I would like to do would be permanent banner frames. We talked about that in a committee meeting before, where we can have banner frames that are permanently mounted around town, and then when there's not an event, there's a sign that just says "Welcome to Hennessey" or "Happy Fall" or "Merry Christmas" or things like that. And then of course, street pole banners, we've talked about those for a long time. And then I have a very large announcement coming soon that I can't comment on yet, but that's kind of in the works. And then, of course, completing the pavilion. That's very, very important that we have a large gathering place. You know, I miss the rodeo dances. You know, we don't have a place for those anymore. And this would be absolutely perfect for that when we finally get it ready. So, okay. So here's my challenges. Volunteerism is pretty poor in Hennessey. I know the Lions Club struggle with this and many of the other events, that it's trying to get people to help with things. You know, it's just how it is. It's a small town and people are busy. But I really would like to encourage people that when there is an event, hey, how can I help? You know, anything, whatever. We need more leaders. We need more people we get a lot of calls, hey, why don't we do this? You missed your moment.
Was that all there was, a minute?
Yeah, it was pretty short. We need more leaders. So, for example, we get a lot of people to say, why don't we do this kind of a parade, and why don't we do one of these? And what I need is people to come and say, I have this idea, here's my plan, can you help me? Rather than just throwing out things for me to do, okay? And so I encourage people that if you have an idea, if you've been on a trip, if you've seen something happening, bring the idea back, let's talk about it, but, you know, take it on. Harold's a great example where he brought the go-kart race in, he managed it, he took care of it, he helped promote it, he raised money for it. It was a standalone piece that he managed it, and we helped him promote it and get it out to the world. So that's the kind of things we need. My other big challenge is, of course, haters and negative. I can't say that word. It's just the way it is. You know, if they don't get involved, they have bad things to say, and that's it. And then the other one is money. Trying to do a lot of the things that I want to do, like the banners and additional signage and things, is really, really hard because, well, we just don't have a lot of money. And I try to not come here and ask for money as much as I possibly can. So this is something Richard Simonek started, and Scotty funded it. And this is just sitting there. And so my mission in my chapter 2, if you would, with Discover Hennessey, is to start working on this. And what this will allow us to do would be this will work very much like the foundation the school has, where there's a couple $1 million in the bank and you simply operate on the interest. So if we had, you know, $2 million built up from this foundation, and it's not as hard as you think to get that kind of money, now we have a couple $100,000 a year to spend on the things we need to make things even better. Okay, so that is a big thing on my list, is to get that up and going again. Questions? Yes, sir.
Jack, did these slides go out in advance of this meeting, or, I mean, I would have liked to have pawed through them
They just went live.
before I got here. And did they go out?
Yes. Yep.
How did you send them out?
No. I'm sorry. They just went. We recorded them, and they are out online right now.
Okay, well, I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying.
You want to actually
I
see
would
the
have
slides?
liked to have seen these slides
Yes.
in advance of this meeting, and I'm not
Okay.
complaining. I'm not a hater.
Good point.
And
Good
I'm not
point.
a hater, and I'm not a negative. But I would have liked to, I guarantee you, I would have had probably a dozen questions out of these slides.
Okay.
However, I think if you'll promise me a copy of these slides, I can sit down with you later. And
You can have
discuss-
them. I'll have them to you in the
discuss
morning.
this stuff. That's,
You bet.
No.
No, it's easy.
Yeah.
I just sent them to you.
okay.
Sure.
All right. And another thing, I wanted to talk, I wanted to ask you, well, let me tell you something first.
Okay, go ahead.
I've had several citizens ask questions about the monthly amount of money that the town gives you in a certain category for some of the things you do.
Right.
And the amount is $3,500.
Correct.
Would you be willing to voluntarily turn in an activity report on what you do with that money. And then, you know, what I'm saying is we could put it in our, you know, in our documents that go out in advance of our meeting, and everybody in town has the
I'll tell you this,
opportunity to know
David.
what you're doing.
Good idea. I'm not complaining about it.
Yeah.
The problem is, it would probably take me longer to make a spreadsheet out of that, because I'm in the middle of doing something and I get a phone call, and I take that phone call and then I shift, and it's pretty rarely it's an 8-hour day kind of a thing like that.
Yeah, I've worked with you enough to know, I mean, I haven't worked with you a bunch, but I know I've worked with you and Angie on a couple of things. I know you guys are really busy, and I know you accomplish things. But I just feel like that we could minimize citizen wariness on that money that we.
And that's the whole point of this,
Right,
was
right.
that.
Yeah,
to
and
let-
I get that too.
Okay.
So what I heard you say then is that you're too busy to
No.
do an activity report?
Well, it's not that it's too busy, it's that, you know, I'm in the middle of, say, working on a grant or something
Yeah.
for another client, Kingfisher, for example. The phone rings, they want to talk about the car show. So
Yeah.
now I've just shifted
Sure.
for 15
Shifted
minutes.
your brain tissue? Yeah.
It's by the end of the day, I wouldn't know how to document that properly. I think the best way to handle that would be take it kind of in chunks, where like this month, these are the things that I talked to Alyssa about this, I went out and talked about this, I went and solicited money from this guy, I hung this sign, and try to kind of do those kind of
Well,
things.
if the roles were reversed here and I'm standing there in your shoes.
Oh, heck yes.
What I would do is I wouldn't use the word chunks, but what I would do is I would be more results oriented in my activity report. I wouldn't write on stuff that I'm doing. I would write on stuff that's done and in the past.
Yeah, that's an much
You
easier
see,
task.
does that focus it a little better for you?
Yes.
And I don't know what my colleagues are thinking here, but I'm sure they're thinking quite a bit. And I'm just asking you to do it voluntarily
Sure.
instead of us having to do a motion.
Well,
and
and
all
David,
that.
I would rather not have to be under the gun. Well, where did all that money go? You know,
Yeah.
and the hard part is that, you know, we have 11 employees, and we share tasks a lot.
Of course.
So if I've got everybody trying to get the newspaper out today, and now it's the car show, everyone's now
Yeah.
employed by the car show. And,
Yeah.
you know, we work for 2 or 3 days on that. And
Sure.
then we shift over to, and then a lot of other things that we do. This is something that a lot of people don't get, is that, so if Discover Hennessey wasn't here, and I'm just going to use Harold for an example, sorry, Harold. And Harold comes to me and says, I got this go-kart race I want to do. Okay, great. I need $3,000 to help you market that. Okay? 3/4 of that I give away. That is money that I could have charged a customer in the paper and our other products that I don't, because I want to promote these kind of things. So that's hard. I don't even know how to describe that properly. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is that,
Yeah,
so
but
we
if-
give away a lot of free advertising.
Okay, and I understand that.
Okay.
Let me say one more thing.
Please.
On the substance of results-oriented reporting on the $3,500. I don't know how I don't know how you keep your books, but as you spend that money, I'm guessing you probably have some form of check ledger. Wouldn't it be fairly easy to, I guess I just focused you down on being results oriented.
Sure.
So let's go even farther down to be financial revenue spending expenditure documentation. Would it be possible for us to get a monthly activity report just on that alone, detailed spending
So-
on that $3,500?
The short answer is yes. The challenge is we work like an attorney. So for example, a great deal of what we do is just hours,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
labor.
Sure.
So if Angie's working on a flyer for 3 hours, I guess I could have her stop when she's done building that flyer and write down, I spent 3 hours on this flyer, $100 an hour equals $300. And we would have to do that just like all day long. I talk to Harold on the phone for 2.5 hours and do that kind of thing. I'm not saying I don't want to or I can't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it would be very, very hard.
Yeah. Well, that's a learning event for me, what you just said.
Sure.
I didn't know you guys, charged, I guess I'm kind of not in the know on how you charge.
Okay, so an average graphic designer is billing at like $225 an hour right now. All right, here's an example. I just had my van designed, that big van I've got. I had a wrap design for it.
Right.
Okay, I got a $7,000 bill to design that van. Now, of course, I worked out a deal with him. It didn't pay that much, but he worked on that. I don't know the math. He might have worked on that 10, 15 hours, and it costs that much money. So we don't charge the $225 an hour. We bill at $75 to $100 an hour, depending on what it is we're doing. So, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Here's one more thing. Okay. The town could pay a single employee $3,500 a month. I don't know what the town employees make, but let's pretend you had an employee that you paid $3,500 a month, okay? You still have to pay health insurance, taxes, all these other things, and you've got one employee for $3,500 a month. By giving me that $3,500 a month to do what we do, you've got 11 employees. And I feel that that's crazy important. So now you've got a whole bunch of cheap labor, that's getting a lot more done than just, one person.
Yeah.
I agree that some documentation is in order, but I've got to get my head around how to do that.
Yeah, I'm recommending focus on results and
Right.
focus on expenditures. And all I'm looking for is we've got citizens asking. They want to know.
Yep.
And we need to communicate that out to
Sure.
them, in my opinion.
Yes.
Thank you.
There's one other thing I wanted to do right here. So there were some comments made at the meeting. I call it the meeting across the street, where no other town is paying us to do things. Okay, and I have the invoices here this is from Visit Stillwater. They paid us $1,241 a month for 4 years to do all of their CVB, video, and graphic work. Here is City of Kingfisher pays us $400 a month to promote their swimming pool. Okay, this is Chisholm Trail Expo Center. This is the county of Garfield County, pays us $450 a month to promote their property, the
Center.
fairgrounds and all that kind of stuff. And then this is City of Enid, $2,500 a month for their Christmas events and things like they do. So we do, I guess this is the proof that people needed to see these invoices, that this is real, it's not made up by Jack, and that this is happening from other communities paying me to help make them look better. So I agree that I'm probably going to get better at letting you know where this money is going and how it's being spent.
Yeah.
I can't get down to the hour, David. It's just,
Sure.
it would be crazy. But
Yeah.
we'd spend more time writing than we would working. But I could most definitely give you a pretty good range of
Well, yeah,
where
please
it
don't
went.
consider it to me. Please consider it to our citizens.
Yes.
And we'll get that information out. Am I right, Tiffany? We can get that information out to the citizens? No problem?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, that's it. Any other questions?
Just have a comment. I think it's really evident when we have community events such as the go-kart races, car show, the rodeo, the wine and chocolate festival, the many events that go on in Hennessey. I think it's very evident how successful Discover Hennessey has been in bringing people to those events.
Right.
Because I was amazed how many people we had at the go-kart races. I was amazed how many we had come in for the car show. And the rodeo, to me, and I wish there were some rodeo people here, but I'm thinking that thing has just snowballed into, I remember going to rodeos several years ago when they were small, and now it's just,
No, it's doing very, very
Snowball
well.
into a big
We have a
event.
problem with the Hennessey Rodeo. Hennessy's always been on that, whatever that date is, and then Kingfisher landed theirs on the same day.
wow.
And we got to get some negotiating going with the two rodeo roundup clubs, because if they were a week apart, both of them would be bigger,
Right.
you know, rather than them both.
Thursday's the Saturday show was one of the biggest rodeos he's seen here in probably 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we could separate those two, that's another thing I got to get in the middle of and try. Look, guys, I know you, the little bit of head knocking there, I think. If we could just get those two to the table and talk about, look, let's slide this a little bit. So, okay. Any other
Well,
questions?
I've said for years, Hennessy's not gonna land a GM plant. You know, getting a large industry in here is difficult. And I think it's important to sell the things that we have to sell.
Yes.
And a big, huge portion of that is our events. And so,
Yep. You know, we're in that bind, Bert, where we can't afford to fix all the roads, and the water is, you know, a challenge, and there's just a lot of heavy infrastructure. So that the town has to spend money to do. So I have got to get that foundation going that will allow us to have money that can't go to that stuff, but can go to the stuff we need, not the, you know, the stuff we want, not the stuff we need. So, okay. Any more questions? All right.
thank you.
Okay.
And that's just like our car show this weekend. We got guys coming in from Dallas, Wichita Falls, Texas, Lawton, Tulsa already. So they've already put 20 rooms in the motel down there. So
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
the guy that promotes that deal is that car show deal is like they have in the cities is the sister to the Daryl Starburst show, but for the lowriders. And he has the flyer out there at Las Vegas, 2 weeks ago. So a lot of the guys are, their main office is actually out of Wichita, so they expect a lot of the offers coming in from Wichita. So
That's awesome. All right, we ready to? So we'll revisit 6.1, discussion with possible action to accept a quote to concrete the new pavilion.
Okay, so these are in your package, I believe. Are they in your package?
Do you have a copy of the quotes? Oh, okay. I didn't know if they were in there.
Quotes are on, yeah.
Yeah, I have.
You have them? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so I got 4 concrete bids. The lowest is Premier out of Kingfisher. And then Buddy Daniels was 41,000. Oh, by the way, if on the Buddy one, if you notice, it has 2 prices. What I had him do was bid with and without concrete, because I was going to try to get the concrete donated, and that didn't work. So Buddy's is at 41. Let's see, this Abel is out of, I think he's out of Oklahoma City, is 43 to 44. And then JMB out of Enid was 65,000. So on Premier, this is Tyson McLean. His brother owns the wrecker service. He took it upon himself to call his rebar supplier and got his rebar supplier to donate the rebar. It was like $3,500. So therefore, his price is only $34,000. So that's what I have.
And we did budget in the capital outlay to get this,
Well, that was the next question.
to
Where?
get this done.
Okay.
So it's already in the budget.
Yes.
Okay, good. A 5-inch on 24-inch centers should
Yes.
just out enough to hold it.
Yeah,
down
it's
some.
originally, my plan was to do 4-inch concrete with a heavier mix. And all of these guys said, no, you better go to a 5-inch. And that way, if somebody drives a semi across it or something, we just don't have a problem. But the 24-inch rebar is a commercial engineering. Yeah.
So this would come out of capital outlay, Tiffany?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that just like for the floor of the pavilion, or does that include parking area?
Just floor.
Just like-
Yeah.
Jack, is it live right now?
I'm sorry?
Is it live?
No, we're recording.
Okay.
I'll post it as soon as we get done. Yeah.
I think it's a step that we need to take over there.
Well, I think if we have it budgeted.
I'll make a motion to have the concrete installed in the pavilion from Premier Utility Services LLC in the amount of $34,302 to be taken out of capital outlay.
I'll second.
Bert,
Yes.
Randy,
Yes.
Harold,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Number 7, new business. Any matter not known or which could have been reasonably foreseen prior to the time of posting the agenda in accordance to section 311-9, titled 25 OS. Okay. Councilperson's report. Harold?
I have that.
Bert?
No?
David?
Nothing?
Okay. I don't have anything. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Sorry. Randy,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Bert,
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Whenever is she ready? Okay. This will be the Town of Hennessy's Hennessey Utility Authority Board of Trustees regular meeting, Monday, September 8th, 2025, the Town Hall Council Room. Call to order and roll call, please.
Randy,
Here.
John, David,
Here.
Bert,
Here.
Harold.
Here.
Consider approval of consent agenda. 2.1, minutes of previous month's meetings. 2.2, approval of claims as follows. Hennessey Utility Authority Fund, $76,673.61. Previous month, Hennessey Utility Authority Fund of $361.27. I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Randy,
Yes.
Bert,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Number 3, citizens' comments. Number 4 is other scheduled business. 4.1, discussion with possible action to purchase a pickup for the Public Works Department via state bid at Carter Chevrolet.
So if you'll see, I put a S in parentheses. We would like at least one, and we budgeted for 2 in this year's budget for the Public Works. Alyssa went and got quotes, and then I'll let her fill you in.
So we got 4 different quotes. 2 of them are the same, the 1500s. The only difference is 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. And then we got one for a 3/4 ton. It's quite a bit higher. It is 4-wheel drive. And then we also got one for the Colorados. And they are 4-wheel drive. They're quite a bit cheaper compared to the others for being four-wheel drive, and I think we could get away with those. We have 2 1-tons to pull the heavy equipment, 3 1-tons, so.
I have somebody that I know that has a Colorado, and she pulls her pontoon boat with the Colorado. So, and has no issues at all. So we were looking at those. So, 'cause I know one of the board members, Bert, came in and talked to me today about, concerned about a Colorado. But it's mainly just to be going around and pulling a little trailer with a lawnmower is what those would be.
One of the main things is it being four-wheel drive compared to even just the 1,500 four-wheel drive is $45,000. $10,000 difference.
So, Alyssa, what are you proposing then? Are you proposing, tell us what you're proposing exactly.
I mean,
Have you decided which is the best deal or deals for the town?
to me, I believe the Colorado would probably be the best.
2 of them?
Yeah.
Equipped with 4-wheel drive?
Yeah.
And the 1-tons we have are in good shape, and
Yeah.
and then we've
So-
also got, we replaced a 1/2-ton last year, 2 years ago. Okay,
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Did you guys, let me take you back a couple of years. Do you guys remember, maybe last year and the year before? I think you guys may remember what I suggested. I suggested that we look at the possibility of a lease program, vehicle leases. Did you guys ring that out? Did you think about it, or?
We've looked at it at the police vehicles, and what we would be spending in police vehicles would be double what we would pay for a car for the year.
Okay.
And so it was gonna be extremely high
Okay.
to do the lease program.
What about the public works type vehicles? Did you look at the possibility of leasing those? The reason I ask is other towns nearby lease vehicles for their public works.
A lot of them lease vehicles because they don't have the capital to be able to pay for them outright.
Correct. And every 3 years, though, they get to swap in their old vehicles and get new lease vehicles.
So,
No? I'm sorry?
I don't know. I don't know if they do or
Okay,
not.
yeah, okay. So
But
the
I know
answer-
when I was at Crescent, that's why they leased vehicles, because they didn't have the money
Yeah.
to actually outright buy a vehicle.
Okay, so the answer to my question then is you guys didn't look at the possibility of leasing anything for public works? Okay, thank you.
Wonder what like a 3-year lease. I wonder what a 3-year lease would run as opposed to purchasing them and then selling it 3 years and replacing them. I know leases are, I leased a car way back years and years ago, but they have a mileage limit, and if you go over that limit, it gets costly
Yeah, they fine.
really quick.
I've got another question here. These vehicles will be what will they be for?
It'll be replacing the 2001 and the 96 Chevy. One of them's broke down right now, the 96 Chevy. So they've
It's
been,
the old red pickup.
Yeah, I was hoping you guys would get rid of that thing.
that's the plan.
Doesn't it have like 300,000 miles on it?
Over that, yeah.
It's still running.
That's crazy.
Let me ask you this. We're modernizing our water department, correct?
All of the departments.
We're going, when I'm not talking about vehicles, I'm talking about our new meter reading capability, our radio stuff, our antennas on top of the water tower. I guess my question is it possible that we could even be looking at reducing the number of people that we have based on automation?
No.
And then I'm gonna fold that into, why would we need more trucks? Does that make sense, or is that a dumb question?
I mean, we're already stretched pretty thin with the 7 of us because we all do everything. It's not just water and sewer. And
I'm listening, yeah, go ahead.
You know, we're all doing everything. Just last week, we was all out at the cemetery mowing.
Yeah.
While they were catching up on the parks. It's just, we definitely need 7 people. I don't think there's-
So we won't even, once we get all this new equipment, we're not even gonna look at reducing the number of people we have anyway.
Well, we have already reduced one, because we didn't replace David. We hired some summertime help to
Okay.
help us, 2
Yeah.
part-time employees to help us through the summer with mowing and stuff, but we did not replace David.
Yeah, I saw your ad in the paper for that, and I think you reported it in one of your administrator reports also.
So we have reduced staff, so.
And really, just the meter readings is 2 or 3 people for 2 or 3 days a month. And that's about it.
And that's gonna go completely away once we get our
We have
antenna up.
we have plenty of other things we could be doing.
Like everything. I don't get one. I mean, I have a buddy who's got one that gets in the shop more than he has. He's never done credit. But he bought his 2 years ago, so it could change. Mike, how you guys do? You guys buy or you lease?
We buy. Like Tiffany said, if you don't have the budget or something, you might want to lease, but at least there's always stipulations, how many miles you can drive it. It's better if we buy it.
How many miles do you guys put on vehicles in a month? Do you know, just a roundabout?
Not monthly. No.
Okay.
We have the maintenance logs at the shop. I can
Sure.
look at those.
It also varies if they're going to class or,
These would be better on fuel mileage if you guys were going to do stuff like that or
Yeah.
running for parts, things like that.
Yeah.
I don't have any experience with the Colorado, so,
what was the single cab 4x4?
41.
41, there you go.
And that's 2-wheel drive.
Sure.
Two-wheel drive, they didn't have.
Two-wheel.
Yeah, they
Two-wheel
didn't
drive.
have.
That was another thing that popped into my mind was, do we really need 4-wheel drive? Why?
We only have one, and that would be the one we're replacing. It's
What about
pretty
the
helpful in the
Dual's not
wintertime.
4-wheel drive?
Yeah, it is.
It is?
We don't get it out a whole lot.
So you've only got 2 vehicles that are 4-wheel drive?
Yeah.
And that's why we didn't look at a Dodge or a Ford.
I got quotes on the Dodges. They were actually a little bit higher.
I like the $10,000 savings on with the Colorado.
yeah, and if it's just pulling a lawnmower, I don't see it being a
Pulling
huge
along,
deal.
we're running back and forth to the plant, which I don't know how many times a day you all do that. But
Just depends on the day.
I know the fuel economy wise, that Colorado's gonna be a full size,
Say that again, Bert?
that the Colorado would be better for fuel mileage than the full size.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be, yeah. I would agree with you.
Still not sure how they developed 310 horsepower out of a 2.7 liter engine.
Right after that 2.7 liter where it says turbo,
Yeah, yeah.
that's how they do all of
That's
them
it.
anymore.
Yeah. Well, I noticed on here, it's available Where did I see that? White, black, sunrise orange, and a gray, I think. Are you wanting the sunrise orange? No.
Mistaken for an OG&E truck.
I said that for Jack's benefit.
What is the, what's the turnaround time on these? Are they,
12 weeks, I believe, 12 to 14.
is there any of them that are sooner, or do you need them sooner, later? Okay.
And it is with Carter Chevrolet, so.
Is there any more questions? Ready for a motion? Okay. I make a motion to approve the purchase of two 2026 Chevy four-wheel drive crew cab Colorados for the Hennessey Water Department from Carter Chevrolet at $35,564.90 each.
Second,
Randy,
Yes.
Bert,
yes.
Harold,
Yes.
David.
No.
Push the wrong button. 4.2, discussion and review draft copy of utility billing collections policy. So obviously we've had lots of conversations about our current water billing and trying to, with the new changes to the water meters, or I guess they're not super new. They've been going on for 8 years now. But also with the addition of our radio system and some other issues, kind of worked with Tiffany on a few things, and a new policy that we kind of drafted together to attempt to solve some issues and concerns from the public. So just a draft of, obviously want everybody's input on what you see here, what you think, and maybe we can get something approved and get Jared to draw us up something permanent for a new ordinance policy.
Jared did review this. There was some few wording changes, like when it says Town of Hennessey, he had me put Hennessey Utility Authority, where it said Hennessey Public Works Authority, because I use Guthrie's, so it was supposed to be Hennessey Utility Authority, so there was just some verbiage changes that Jared had recommended, but he said all in all that it was pretty similar to other places, so. And I did send out his review to you guys earlier today.
Do you want to vote on this tonight, or?
No,
This is
if-
just for us to review and be ready to vote on
Well,
next month?
Hopefully there would be some discussion if I needed to make any changes or anything like that. You guys could discuss it and then therefore make the changes for a vote next month. That's why I sent it out earlier last week for everybody to start reviewing. In fact, I think the first draft went out last month on this,
Mhm.
and then I've been tweaking it here and there.
Did you say Jared's already been through this?
Mm-hmm.
And he's made his changes?
Yes.
Okay.
He only changed some wordings from Town of Hennessey to Hennessey Utilities Authority, Hennessey Public Works Authority to Hennessey Utility Authority. Those were the only changes that
Okay.
he made.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tiffany, is the progressive deposit new?
Yes. Guthrie had that, and with, we're seeing more and more where like we have repetitive cutoff customers,
Right.
and sometimes we get stuck with their bills, and so to me, that would, maybe, prevent people from like continuously being on that cutoff list if we keep increasing their deposit. But it also guarantee us a little bit of money back.
So if they hit
should
the
leave
cutoff
us.
list, it's a $25 increase in their deposit to get it turned back on.
Correct.
And then is there a turn-on fee in addition to that?
Correct, yes.
And how much is it?
Right now is $35. That's something we can go back, but I just thought that was pretty,
Well, I know the town has gotten stuck multiple times when we don't have much of a deposit up and people run up a bill and leave town, and we don't really have a way of collecting that. So if we increase that deposit as they become, and that's not for delinquent bill, that's for a cutoff bill.
cutoff, yes.
Yes.
That way you're
Wanna
not
make that clear.
penalizing, raising your deposit up to cover all of those by penalizing the people who actually pay their bills on time.
Correct.
Does it have to be on the 15th? Can we move it back a couple of days?
You guys can do whatever you want to on this. We
Okay.
can change, we can
Well-
change dates, we can change billing dates.
Remember that I called you about the teacher, she gets paid the 15th, and some days when she gets off work, and she gets the late fee.
Mhm.
That's the only reason it's asking,
Well, and you look at that, some of your senior citizens, your seniors, they don't get paid till the 20th or the 21st. It's somewhere around in
Well, it's
there.
not consistent either.
Mhm.
And so, there's a
Pretty
lot of people who have different pay dates, because I know my aunts, when they were on Social Security, they didn't get theirs till the third week of the month. So, it is different with
Third
everything.
Wednesday.
Yeah, is that what it is?
For me, it is.
That's when I get mine.
So,
what are you proposing to move the due date to, like the 18th or 20th or?
Yeah, something like that, I mean, just to be fair with them, I mean, it sucks that we're charging whatever it is, $7.99 for a teacher that gets paid on the 15th.
It's 10%.
Yeah, because they just get paid monthly.
But I mean, if we're gonna move it, I would like to at least put it to the 22nd. That way we're covering all of the third Wednesdays for the seniors. Because I feel like the seniors probably need it.
Yeah.
And the teachers.
Yeah.
So would you leave the cutoff on the 26th?
No, we would have to move it.
Yeah, I'm okay with moving it to make sure you give everybody plenty of time.
I don't know how, I wonder if all social security recipients get it within the first 3 weeks. Is there a fourth week? I mean,
It's actually,
does it depend on, I don't know
it's
how it's
actually
called.
when your birthday, what day your birthday falls on. You're towards the end of the month.
Yeah, all I know is, on Social Security, I get mine on the third Wednesday. Now, there's other groups of people that get paid on a different day than I do,
Right, yeah.
but I can't tell you what the specifics are on that. It should be a phone call to the Social Security office. We should be able to get an answer. If we need to dig in that.
I just know that my aunt's was coming around the third week.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
My deal is if
You'll
you
get
did
a
it on,
turn.
if you did it on the third, you entered the, like the 22nd, and you got the 10-day
I
grace
do know
period,
when I
then
pay
you
a
have
bill,
to pay it
Like
without
if I,
having a late charge.
my vehicle payment, I have 10 days before I get charged a late fee.
Just a grace period?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that would help people who don't get paid on the 15th, or they don't get paid till the 20th, they have that grace period. If you don't pay your water bill on the 15th, you're automatically charged a late charge, period, immediately.
Yeah. So if we did a 7-day grace period, would that, I guess that would cover it. Or we could just move the date.
I would say
Either way.
just move the date, because then you got a 7-day, then when do you send out the late, the notices, the, delinquent notices, and then the cutoff and stuff like that, so.
We need to make it more complicated than it already.
We need it simple for people to remember, that's,
Sure.
Here's what I would like to do with this document. I'm thinking out loud here. I'm not saying that I demand this, okay? I would like to take this document that she has presented to us. I would like to go through our current code and compare changes. And I would like to go through the Oklahoma Administrative Code that applies to this.
We're not bound underneath the Oklahoma Administrative Code. That's with Oklahoma Corporation Commission, and we're not governed by them,
Okay,
because we are a municipality,
okay. So we are governed by
state statutes only.
state statutes?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, then I'd like to compare this to state statutes. If you guys are, Tiffany, you did say you're looking for a vote on this next month?
Yes, because that's why I gave it out last month, and I've been giving it to give you guys plenty, because I was hoping you guys would come up with changes, because if we come to next month with a finished document and you guys still make changes, then we're gonna keep going out.
Absolutely, yeah.
And with all the problems going around, this would give us, if you'll notice, it gives us some leeway to give maybe some adjustments and stuff like that. And so I'd really like to get this done as soon as possible.
Well, I do like the changing of the billing date to the 22nd. So I think I'm just obviously just one person, but I think that's something I would like to see in the final draft.
I'll be prepared next month on this document. And
Can you give me any changes that you like, so maybe we can tweak them in there to give them final, to get it in the final document?
I think I've already sent you all mine,
Yes,
so.
you sent me yours and.
Are we ready to move on? Barb's here now, we can get started.
Let's keep him make a motion to adjourn.
We've been waiting on you, Barb. I gotta do that all over again. Go for it.
Okay, well, I think we'll move on. Number 5, any new business? Okay, number 6, council person's report. Harold?
I don't got nothing.
Bert?
Nope.
David?
Yeah, I just got a question for Shelley. Shelley, I missed the cutoff on my 2 agenda items for tonight. Can you tell me, how did
I didn't receive your email until Monday, but it came in at 5:12 PM on Friday.
5:12 PM on
I
Friday?
have it on my desk, a copy.
Sure, exactly. I'm not challenging you on that. I just want to make sure that I know what the cutoff was. What was the cutoff on my time to get it in?
Usually we do noon on Friday.
Noon on Friday.
Yeah, for her to post the agenda. Now, you would have been able to add that if our meeting was on Tuesday, because she could have came in on Monday and seen and made an
Yeah, that's
amended
fine.
agenda.
That's fine. It's not, I don't have a problem with what you did with it, but I do want to make sure I get my stuff on for next month, that's all, okay? So I need to go, in the future, I need to go noon on Friday for a deadline, unless you
Please.
guys change that.
Please.
Okay, thank you.
And I also recommend, just because the emails are sometimes a little slow, so if you do send something to the email, just send her a text message or call her and let her know that you sent something, so that she can continue to look for that.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Shelley.
Now, I did see, do you want me to address a couple of things that you sent?
No, not till next month.
Okay, because we got stuff in action on those, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna clarify them. I'm gonna change the wording a little bit
Okay.
to get, hopefully to get better results. Thank you.
I don't have anything. So, number 7, make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Randy,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Bert,
Yes.
Harold.
Just,
If I might mention, the county has the opportunity to chip and seal probably in October. I'd like to go down 81 Highway and Conoco Road, all the way to Mitchell. The reason I asked that is the north half is actually the city's. And if you guys don't have any objections, really the state auditor would like me to have a written or a verbal agreement that I can do that. So we're gonna grind up that blacktop, put it into all the patches, grind it up, lay it back down and re-chip and seal it all the way from Conoco down to Mitchell, all the way down to Mitchell to County Road 650 or Exelon, all the way back up to 81 Highway. Then we're also gonna do Exelon Blacktop, and Cemetery Road, all the way down to 7th Street. Same thing. Makes a really nice road.
I thought we were gonna go to 51.
What's that?
I thought you were gonna go to 51.
We are. Did I not explain that? We're gonna go from 51 all the way down Conoco to Mitchell, all the way down to Exelon and back to 51. Is that 81? I'm sorry. Almost caught myself, didn't I? 51, no. 81, yes.
Thank you,
I thought we were
Mike.
gonna do Cemetery Road.
Yeah, I can.
Well, Cemetery Road, we're gonna start right out there at the Exxon Blacktop, and we're gonna go all the way down to 7th Street. If you guys wouldn't mind, I might go to 51 Highway.
Oh, that's what yes.
Yeah, I
Yes,
can.
please.
And
I can
probably
sign
Cemetery
whatever.
Road. I'm sorry, I thought you were trying to get me to
Wait.
You can just do all the roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we want to talk to
Yeah, what's
Jared,
another couple
we need
miles?
to sign
Yeah.
something that's.
It'll make a real nice
Foundation.
blacktop.
Yeah.
It really will.
Thank
If
you,
guys
Mike.
don't have any objections,
No, by
we'll-
all
we'll
means,
get-
you fix all the roads you want to.
Thank you, sir.
I know a bunch of those guys at the county. You want to keep them busy, otherwise they'll start tearing stuff up.
they never know what I'm gonna throw at them next.
Especially in Bonston.
That's